Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are dissecting an absolutely monumental World Cup semifinal matchup. We're going to break down the data, the tactics, and the incredibly rich history between two undisputed European giants, France and Spain, to see exactly how this battle for a place in the 2026 final is going to unfold. So, to set the stage here, we really have to ask the ultimate football paradox. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? On one side, we have what is arguably the most dangerous, lethal attack in the entire tournament. And on the other, a defensive unit so unified and disciplined that they have barely let a single thing slip past them. This is the central dynamic we're exploring today. Section 1. The setup. The road to the semifinal. Before we analyze the clash itself, let's just look at how these heavyweights fought their way to this stage, because their journeys show two totally different flavors of dominance. Look at France's route. They dispatched Sweden 3-0, edged past Paraguay 1-0, and handled Morocco 2-0. The real standout stat there? The 0 next to their last two opponents. They are keeping clean sheets. Meanwhile, Spain has been grinding out incredibly tough, narrow victories. After a 3-0 win against Austria, they fought tooth and nail for a 1-0 win over Portugal and secured a really tight 2-1 victory against Belgium. It shows us a team that's been tested under immense pressure, and they are highly capable of surviving the absolute grind of knockout football. Now, to truly understand this clash, we've got to look at the history. Across 38 historical head-to-head matchups, Spain actually holds the edge with 18 wins to France's 13, alongside 7 draws. But recent history paints an even more compelling picture. Spain has won the last 2 meetings between these squads on massive stages, a 2-1 win at the Euro 2024 semifinal and a wild 5-4 thriller in the 2025 Nations League semifinal. You have to imagine the psychological edge here is going to be a massive factor. Section 2. The immovable object. Spain's defensive masterclass. 36. Let that sink in for a second. Spain is entering the semifinal match riding an incredibly intimidating 36-match unbeaten streak. I mean, think about that. In international football, maintaining your form over 36 consecutive matches across various tournaments and conditions is a testament to total systemic stability. Honestly, they simply don't know how to lose right now. Their tactical DNA is built first and foremost on suffocating, possession-based football. They pair this with total midfield control and unwavering defensive solidity. Basically, when they have the ball, you can't score. Injecting life into this methodical system is the brilliant creativity of their young stars, most notably Lamine Yamal. However, there is a small caveat in the data. They do occasionally lack a clinical finisher up front, which really explains those tight one-goal margins we saw earlier in their knockout run. But hey, when your defense is this good, you really don't need to score 5 goals a game. 1. That is the solitary goal this defensive juggernaut has conceded during this entire World Cup. Breaking down their defensive lines has proven to be a nearly impossible puzzle for literally every team they've faced. Section 3. The unstoppable force. France's explosive counterattack. If anyone is equipped to shatter Spain's defensive code, it is the French team, who are chasing yet another World Cup final appearance. France's DNA is built for this exact pressure cooker environment. They boast really deep experience in knockout stage football, meaning they're totally unbothered by the pressure. But their truly terrifying trait is their explosive counterattack, driven by world-class attackers like Ousmane Dembélé and, of course, Kylian Mbappé. When they win that ball back, the transition from defense to a scoring opportunity happens in the blink of an eye. They aren't completely flawless, though. The data shows France possesses a very specific vulnerability. They can really struggle when opponents hoard possession, leaving them pretty exposed in midfield transitions. This is fascinating, right? Because it plays directly into what we just talked about regarding Spain's absolute obsession with ball control.
Section 4. The core focus. Mbappe versus the Spanish defense.
This is it. This is the deciding factor of this semifinal. Spain's one structural weakness is their vulnerability to the quick counter. When they push a high defensive line to suffocate possession and pin the opposition back, they naturally leave some really dangerous space behind them. And guess what? That space is the exact weapon Kylian Mbappé exploits better than anyone else on the planet. If Spain loses the ball in the middle third during a transition, Mbappe's world-class pace against a recovering backline will be nearly impossible to contain. Spain's historic 36-match streak is literally going to be tested by the sheer velocity and timing of Mbappe's runs. Section 5. The tactical battleground. midfield, and key battles. Beyond the overarching philosophies, this game is absolutely going to be won or lost in these micro-duels. First, as we just highlighted, it's Mbappe testing the recovery speed of Spain's backline. Second, you have the young phenom Lamine Yamal attacking Theo Hernandez out on the wing, which is just a fascinating clash of pure creativity versus sheer athleticism. And finally, right in the center of the park, you have Rodri battling Aurelien Tchouameni from midfield supremacy. Whoever dictates the tempo in that specific duel is likely going to dictate the flow of the entire match. Section 6. The final verdict. So what should you take away as you prepare for kickoff? Ultimately, this semifinal is a classic clash of opposing philosophies. You have France's ruthless pace and explosive transitions taking on Spain's methodical, suffocating possession. It's two entirely different ways to view the beautiful game, crashing into one another on the biggest stage imaginable. The experts are predicting an unforgettable clash, one so tight you could easily stretch into extra time, or the absolute dramatic tension of penalty kicks. So, we leave you with this. Will Spain's unrelenting possession or France's lightning-fast pace break the deadlock and book a ticket to the 2026 World Cup final? Keep your eyes on the tactics we covered today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.